Who in the hell's idea was this? This is complete ludicrous. But I tell you what, that boy's smarter than 2 German shepherds doing a drug bust.
Operation. We have just touched down.
Turn this motherfucker on.
All the big girls say.
Oh yeah.
Big dog.
Food is a damn podcast. Or if you are done playing, can we please start the show? Well, at least let me shout out.
Shooter on the beat.
Let's talk about it.
Doing, making the whole scene the same. Big dog, about to bring the motherfucking pain. Lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
Okay. Y'all gonna set it off like that? Heavy is the heart today. Do you hear me? Heavy is the heart today, not the head, the heart. You know what I mean? Because I feel like today, after the last segments, you know what I'm talking about? I know it appears I have gotten away from the original premise of how I do this. You know what I'm talking about? Getting the intel, doing the questions, you know what I'm talking about, giving the media the vote. But here lately, man, I've been having so much motherfucking fun kicking it to y'all straight out. It's just like, you feel me? You feel me? Because I'm still giving you like the same shit. It's just coming off the brain birds from moi. You know what I mean? So this is how it's going today, man. Today we're going to talk about the power of patience. Oh man. It is a virtue that is so hard to obtain at times. Because not everybody has patience, nor everybody was taught the verbals of how to obtain a patient mannerism, mindset, and just, you know what I mean, the mindset to understand to wait. You feel me? Some people just green light. They just go, bro. You got to know how to wait for certain things, man. And today, man, that's what that is, man. I mean, we gonna kick it off of that, man. We gonna see how this shit come today. So, patience, man. I just know throughout this whole episode, man, I'm just gonna give you different variations of what patience is required in. You know what I'm talking about? Patience. Let's start with parenting. Shit. Let's talk about parenting. Shit. That is the biggest test of patience. Let's just start with that, man. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
As a parent, right? You know what I'm talking about? We have kids, yada yada. We try to be the best parents we can be.
more yada yada. And then, you know what I mean, we're placed in situations sometimes with our kids, and we have to display patience with them, man. You understand me? And that can be very challenging. Hey, that can be very challenging because sometimes kids can say some of the most unintentional, stupidest shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah. Unbelievably. The logic of a child sometimes is just that. The logic of a child. So that's why you have to be patient with them. Okay, for instance, if you're a parent like myself, you work hard to have nice things, and you know what I mean, put yourself in a position where when need be, you know what I'm talking about, you can host, you know what I'm talking about, company and do, you know what I mean, certain things to, little gatherings at your leisure. You understand me? So you want to keep, you know what I mean, growing, you know what I mean, and keep having nicer things. Now this is patience as a parent that you should have with a child. Kids not gonna value shit they ain't buy. Let's just go ahead and knock that the hell out. Some of y'all go out. Let me just say something before it get even crazy, man. You want to know what one of my pet peeves is, dog? I don't know why. I don't know why. When people feel like this is a side note. This is a side note. I don't even know why the fuck I'm saying this, but I feel it in my spirit. I want to say it. So I'm gonna say it because it's my show. You hear me? So I don't understand when people have a baby and they go out and they buy these little name brand booties for the baby. Why? I'm dead. The baby can't even walk. Why are you buying fucking... Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
But back to the original schedule program. As a parent, you have to display patience with a child, and children don't know certain valuables that you may have that you consider valuable. And let's say a child destroys something of essence to you. I don't know, phone, TV, which has happened a time or two, but that's here nor there because I have patience.
Barely.
Do you hear me? Because if I didn't, I'd have been on the news yelling out everything that I had to say with a point to prove. Do you hear me? Born kids will try you, but that's here nor there. That was then, this is now, and God flipped that thing around and worked that thing out. So, that's my testimony. That's my testimony. Yeah. Some people, you know what I'm talking about, don't understand how far, you know what I'm talking about, they take it when it comes to getting on to a kid about certain things that they don't know the value of, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean, sometimes a kid does need a good verbal lashing, you feel me? Because again, kids' logic for why things happen and things, you know what I mean, they do, it's not going to be something of an adult mindset. So, you know, it's going to sound like a bunch of bullshit when you hear it, which is even more infuriating. Nonetheless, when you showcase patience with a child, man, and you know what I mean, when they wrong, I mean, you get it out, man. You let them know that they fucked up. Now, I ain't saying sit there and act like, you know what I'm talking about, oh, it's fine, it's nothing to worry about. You got your damn mind.
That nigga's tripping.
You better treat that child like a child and let them know they fucked up. That's here nor there. But just the way that you talk to a child, you know what I'm talking about, when... And I had to learn that, you know what I'm talking about, because, again, I'm a passionate speaker. And God knows... man, I have worked on me so much. Just know, y'all would be so proud of me. Do you hear me? Boy, it didn't take much for me. You know what time it is. You know there, not that guy, not that person. I've grown into a shell of patience. So when you speak to a child after, you know what I mean, they mess up. And this is something I probably pretty much more learned from my grandma. You know what I'm talking about? My grandma, shout out to you, beautiful. Because she's the only person in my life who can be pretty furious about something, but still keep the most civil tone. And I do mean the only one. If there's anybody who has anything to say about that.
Get your man.
She is the only one. I don't know if things are like that now, but when I was young, boy, she would say certain things in certain tones, and I already knew, you know what I'm talking about, I was due one good ass whooping, or whatever came with it, but she would sit me down and she would talk to me a certain way and just be like, you know what I'm talking about? At the end of the conversation, I felt like I was the shittiest person. Do you hear me? Because for her to talk to me in such a manner after such a fuck up on certain things, when it was completely unnecessary for it even to be a conversation, let me know the type of person she was. You know what I mean? It's just some people who can just talk with a certain tone in the most heinous of situations. And it's just like, damn. Really fucked up. You feel? I really fucked up back then. So, you know what I mean? G-Ma was like the only one, like she is the only one who could, you know what I mean? She's, you know what I mean? Just, you know, listen, boo, that ain't, you know, I'm real disappointed with you. You know, that type of tone. You know what I mean? Look, not one time belittled me. Just let me know how disappointed she was. Me disappointing her meant that, boy, I don't know if I'm going to make it to my next breath. Do you hear me? Boy, listen. If my grandma ever was upset, listen, tears. Trickling. G-Ma, I'm sorry. You know, I ain't mean it. You know, I'm going to do better. You know what I mean? Ain't put a hand on me. Ain't touch my body. Do you hear me? But she done touched my mind. I said she touched my mind. You know what I mean? So I look at, you know, talking about the patience she showcased with me, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of situations, man, where I mean, I had to learn that. I had to learn that as a parent. You know what I'm talking about? Learning that patience with my child. And she grew. See, that's the hard part. The hard part is not having patience with a child. It's having patience with a child as they mature. Woo!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
boy, listen, what a booze
Boy, if you don't get your emotional ass back in there and finish this damn show, everybody got kids. What is the reason?
Man, these motherfuckers don't care about that, but what they want.
Come on, man.
got a little crazy back there. I'm sorry. That was a trigger point. I'm just saying, if you're a parent. Hey, listen, if you're a parent, you know exactly what the fuck. Boy, oh my God. Boy, when these motherfuckers, look, like they used to tell us, when these motherfuckers start smelling themselves. 60 days in on your ass. Stress signal. Nah, but look, on the serious note. As a child grows, man, you have to learn patience, you know what I'm talking about? Because now your true test is coming in on what type of parent you were to this child. You know what I mean? And if you taught your child the way that you saw fit for you to want that child to learn, I mean, you gonna go through certain shit and, you know, certain emotions. But you got to trust that process of understanding that you're enough. Fuck what everybody else talking about. See, that's the problem, man. That's what interrupts your patience. When you got other people nitpicking in how you trying to teach your child, you got to understand that it's okay for people to give opinions and have certain shit, but nobody should be able to overrule what you feel and how you feel you want your child to learn and be taught and perceive and such as a parent. You know what I'm talking about? So you have to learn how to deal with the patience of other people's opinions to your child that might alter the mindset of that child once they back around you. So, I mean, that is the challenge in this fucking part. Do you hear me? Like, I love my fucking daughter to death. And I love my boy, Keith Sneezy. You feel me? Shout out to you, young king. Just know this. Hey, man. I got a bat and war for both of these kids. Anytime, drop of a dime. But do they get on my damn nerves? Both of them?
Yep.
Woo! Boy, I about threw this motherfucking whole set off. You hear me? I thought to end the whole segment just there. Because listen, only setting you love so fucking much. It takes something that you love to a certain level to be able to hit home with your nerves and your patience the way kids do. And once they start growing, man, listen, you got to know how to deal with them accordingly. Because kids, when they start getting to a certain age, you start understanding that how your kid learn, how your kid perceive, how your kid interpret. You know what I'm talking about? So once you start understanding how to get through to your kid, see, you're not going to be able to talk to them the same way you did when they was in their adolescent days, once they in their teens. So to some of you parents out there now who feel like you either being too soft or too hard, well, it's not for me to say, but it is for me to ask you this. When you do give them certain variations of conversation, which one did you get the best results out of? And how was your demeanor during that conversation? Jordan shrugs. Just saying. I'm not sure. I have to still evaluate myself because as time progresses, especially with my daughter, I find myself having to still be her father first. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not your friend. I'm your father. You understand me? But I have to listen to her with a friend ear. Oh. I'm not gonna you're just not gonna talk how you want around me now.
Nope.
Bop them lips, cause you still a youngin'. Stay in a child's place.
Yep.
Do you? But I will say this. As my daughter starts to get older, who is in her teens, I let her express herself a little bit more. You know what I'm talking about? Like, she can express herself with a little bit more emotion than she could in the past. Now, I'm not just sitting here and let my daughter get all worked up.
Yeah, and bitches got me fucked up, Pops.
Could you, man, listen, I will rip your motherfucking lips off. Do you hear me? Boy, listen, I have your damn lips on the necklace. You hear me? We ain't gonna do all that, but I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna let you get your point across the best way you can as a child. Now, my patience as a parent has to kick in at that very moment to listen. I have a bad habit of interrupting my daughter when she's saying certain shit, especially her. You know what I'm talking about? I can listen to my son all day. You know what I'm talking about? I can let him talk all day because he's a child. Because, again, a child's logic. It's humorous to me what he thinks is logical. So when he says certain things that after he's done talking and we recap what he said, I ask him, does this make sense? Does that make sense? And try to instill logic in him. Not taking away from what he's saying. I'm just trying to give him a certain level of logic so that when he's not around me, he's not looking like a fool or sounding like a fool in somebody else's eyes, and he doesn't know it. You know what I'm talking about? Because he knows no better. My daughter, no excuses. No excuses. You hear me? She is borderline young adult, so I have to be way harder on her and correct her when she says something that's out of order. I mean, man, the conversations. That's all I'm going to say. And my daughter's a very beautiful, intelligent young lady, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm very proud of the outcome of, you know what I'm talking about, young lady she has became. And her mindset, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, kids have to grow up and find a certain confidence within themselves to be without other people's approval. Especially at that age, you know what I'm talking about? So she's became comfortable with her and knowing who she is. And when she be kicking shit to me, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's very humorous at a lot of times because she is her daddy's daughter. But when you start understanding, like, yo, this is literally a little me, you know what I'm talking about? Because you start hearing pieces of you if you did your job right. You know what I mean? You can hear pieces of you on how somebody word they shit, how they set they shit up. If they throw place a little funny on the table to see if you gonna motherfucking take it. You know what I'm talking about? Like she like that. I ain't gonna hold you. My daughter be like that. But I had to learn that when serious situations erupt with her, when it, you know what I mean, when it requires my patience, dealing with her and listening to her, I couldn't be the aggressive version of me that I once was. And it's fucked up because as a parent, it's flip-flop. You hard on your kids early in life, but as they get older, you have to stop being so yada, yada, yada. And I told you this, I told you, you know what I'm talking about? That's very hard for me, especially if you know who my mother is. That's very hard for me because I am my mother's child. Do you hear me? I'm an old boy. I'm going to tell you like it is. You can take it or leave it. I'm going to speak my piece. And guess what? After that, you ain't got to hear me or see me no more. You know what I mean? Here, no, there, though. You know what I mean? I don't give a, hey, look, things off me. I'm going to say what I got to say. You hear me? I ain't going to sit here and pretend. I'm going to speak what I got to speak, and after that, it's on you. Here nor there. Shout out to you, Mom. Love you, babe. But, okay. When your child is coming into... See, the crazy ages for most kids who start mentally transcending, 12 and 18. Middle school, high school. Because that's when all the bullshit starts. Girls, boys, the inside sex jokes and motherfucking who doing this, who doing that, questioning what is it, damn sexual preference and all that shit. Cause this young generation, boy, they all over the place. They all over the place. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Make sure you know what your kid's into behind closed doors. That's just for all the real parents out here. Because kids, rough. But, as she got older, man, it came harder for me to showcase my patience with her. Because she gonna always be my little girl. You understand? I don't give a fuck if she got damn 55. Always be my little, you know what I'm talking about? That's just coming from, that's just a man who loves his motherfucking kid. You won't always be my guy. You won't always be daddy's first. You understand me? You won't always be my girl. I don't give a fuck how it's going, who I'm with, what I'm doing. You won't always be daddy number one. Understand me? But you have to understand to separate that emotion as a child's growing up to still be the person who, you still got to be borderline on them, but not too much. Because we all know what it's like to be rebellious at times against the people who are trying to guide us. And my worst fear was, you know what I mean, me being a aggressive parent because, you know what I'm talking about, I care so fucking much and I'm not just gonna let her be out here doing all this crazy shit that, you know what I mean, every time I say something to her, she thinks it's an argument. Cause she already on pins and needles. As soon as I be like, yo, I don't even look. I have no intent. I just want to say some shit like, yo, how was your day? I just so naturally loud. Like, yo, what?
Yo, what I do? Yo, what I do? What I do? I ain't did that all day. I'll just be sitting here.
I was just gonna ask you, how was you doing today, man? Why you look? You good? Everything good?
Yeah, I thought I done did something. I ain't even did that. Like, yeah.
Lets me know I'm upstairs though. She know I'm on her ass, and I like it like that. Oh yeah, I'm like a mouse in a confessional. I'm just teeter-totting around the corner. You don't even know I'm there. You hear me? But as she get older, man, I try to, you know what I mean? I try to make sure she understands she can talk to me. You know what I'm saying? She can talk to me. She ain't got to hide stuff. I know she gonna get older. You know what I'm talking about? And the conversations get a little rough sometimes. Like, cause I allow her to be as honest as possible. I mean, granted, she didn't say nothing crazy, but as a parent, like, damn, I really gotta sit here and listen to this shit? Man. Again, as a parent, my hardest thing is butting in. Like, she'll say some shit like, I'm like, yeah, man, so you gonna sit? Come on now, you doing it again, Dad. You know what? Shutting my mouth. You feel me? I had to turn that motherfucker off. Throw the whole mouth away. I had to learn because I care so much. So as I'm listening to her, the older she gets, I find myself just being very, very attentive and being patient. Because the moment you hear some shit, if your kid don't handle a situation the way you want them to as a parent, well, I ain't even got to say much. You already know you gonna fly off the fucking head. Man, what the hell, man? You ain't say, or why didn't you tell me? So I try to give her that space, the floor to talk now, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it go good, sometimes it go bad. Shit.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
She knows, for the most part, man, she can talk to her daddy. Like, you know what I'm talking about? If she don't feel like that, it's some shit she doing she ain't got no business doing. It's that serious. That's how much we talk. So, you know what I'm talking about? When she can't tell me some shit, it's some shit she done allowed to happen, or son said, or got herself involved in, that she already know I'm blank. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna place this bag of hurt on the table because it's gonna sit there for a while I'm giving you this. Yeah. But that's just one variation though, man. You gotta know how to speak to your kid. And like I said, I had to learn that, man. Like, I wasn't always the most civil person all the time, bro, because like, I'm from a family that's very vocal. Like I said, man, like, you don't like something, you don't agree with something, bro, you address it right there. And you know what I mean? I had to learn as she grew, you know what I'm talking about? Because, I mean, granted, I'm glad I did it how I did it now when I look back at her, because mentally, if she can deal with me, she can deal with a lot of shit, and that's been proven throughout time, you know what I'm talking about? But I had to learn how to reel that shit back a little bit, man. You know what I'm talking about? I had a real heart-to-heart with her about certain shit one time, and she just be like, she told me straight up, like, look, man, I wanted so much. This is before we could talk. There's so much I'll be wanting to tell you, but I feel like you're gonna yell at me about everything. And if you're a parent and you hear what I just fucking said, man, that should be a mouthful for you. That should be a mouthful for you. She wanted to tell me certain shit, but she felt like I was going to just be on her ass about everything. That didn't sound good at the moment she told me. You feel me? And that shit cut me. Yeah, I ain't going to hold you. That shit. Because it's the most fucked up feeling in the world is when somebody else in your family start telling you other shit that, you know what I mean? Like, in subliminal, asking you shit in subliminal form that you and your child spoke about. I mean, your child and them spoke about, and you don't know what the fuck they talking about. Hey, motherfucker out there, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Oh, I guess you ain't had that conversation with her yet. What the fuck conversation? Now I'm tight. Do you hear me?
What the fuck is going on?
Now I am Springs. Bouncing in this motherfucker. What do you mean? I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it's three of y'all that know what the fuck going on. Here nor there. Don't be that parent. Learn from me. Don't, you feel me? That's why I had to flip shit around. That shit won't cool. So, you know what I mean? Learn how to build a foundation of patience with your child so you can get that openness from your child. Some of y'all want that shit and crave it so motherfucking bad, but y'all don't know how to initiate it. It's your tone. It's your fucking tone, bro. You have to adjust your tone. Now, woo! Let me put the analog brakes on that shit. Because a lot of y'all soft. Let me throw that shit out there. I'm not saying you just need to sit here and be super submissive to your child. I'm just saying you need to know how to speak to your child in certain tones to get the best results out of a situation of conversation. I didn't sit here and say just be a yes mom or a yes dad, because you gonna sit here and set yourself up complete destruction. Be hard on your kid, but be hard on them enough where they know the median and they can still be vocal with you. And whatever that is, because everybody kid not the same, I can't tell you. You feel me? I can give you the ingredients. I can't give you the formula. Everybody kid ain't the same. You feel me? They don't come in the same container that hold the same amount of ounces to pour into them. So I don't know what the hell some of y'all kids be on or how to deal with them. That's for you to know as the parent. Here nor there. But I will say this. Once you get to that place with your child, you will understand patient-wise as a person, it's going to help you. It's going to help you. Like, you building that level of patience with your child in your real life, it's going to help you, because if you are a person that finds themselves getting very short fused at times, it's going to help you be way more supple with people and be like, you know what I'm talking about? In situations where you want to react, it's just going to be like, yeah, what's up? You know what I'm talking about? It's going to mellow you the fuck out in a lot of situations, because it's going to be like, you done had so much other stressful conversations or situations with somebody you really give a fuck about. Why in the fuck are you gonna let this shit get you worked up? So that's just something to think about when it comes to parents and patience. That's just one variation. Get that shit out of here. So, next one. Relationships. Oh boy, patience in a fucking relationship, man. This one is going to get a little wild.